Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Old School Wrestling Friday. Thanks for spending your Friday with us. We are going to talk about some old school wrestling. And happy Halloween. It's Halloween, everybody. And so in honor of Halloween, we've decided we are going to talk about Hell in a Cell. That's very Halloween-themed, I think. Lots of blood and guts and gore. Pretty hardcore stuff for Halloween. So let's talk about Hell in a Cell. We're going to get into it. TNA TJ, he's not going to be with us on this program. I'm sorry to all the TNA TJ fans this week. We're going to be joined in a little bit by Miles Connor, formerly known to you guys as Wrestling George. He is Miles Connor, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting ready to rock and roll here with Old School Wrestling Friday. We're going to be with you now for about an hour talking some old school wrestling. So like I said, happy Halloween. We got a lot of stuff we want to do with the Halloween coming up. We got facts. Miles Connor has an evil cat that's going to be on the show. Terrible, terrible. You don't want to go anywhere near Miles Connor's cat. We're going to talk all about that a little later. So happy Halloween, Hell in a Cell time, everybody.
Hell in a Cell. The heavens descend to the depths of hell, where only victory conquers the pain and suffering of the wicked.
His struggle to survive will come to a very painful and abrupt end.
Hell will open her fetid jaws to smack on the stench of defeat.
The Hell in the Cell! This whole thing comes to an end.
Consuming the demons who dare risk their souls.
You have opened Hell's Gate.
Eternal damnation is here at Hell in a Cell.
Feel like a monster.
All right, everybody, Hell in a Cell. So we would have to start, and we got a special guest, by the way. You guys are going to be real excited for the special guest. No, I'm not talking about Jake the Fake Roberts. I don't think we're going to be hearing from Jake this week. He's probably busy. You guys know he's wrestling now. But we're going to talk about our special guest when he gets on the program. Let's talk about Hell in the Cell. When you think of Hell in the Cell, what is the first wrestling match that comes to your mind? And if you didn't say The Undertaker and Mankind, I don't know. I mean, I guess you could have your own opinion, but to me, that match completely sticks out to any fan, even the casual wrestling fan. So for me, that's the big one. Of course, we could talk about the injuries to Mick Foley and how serious they were, and we're going to, but we have now got a special, here he is, we got a special guest, finally, on the line here. I was afraid he wasn't going to call in. Ernie is with us. Ernie, are you there?
I'm here. What do you say there?
Hey, there we are. I was a little worried. We couldn't get you on the phone. We were having some complications there for a minute.
There's a tropical storm out here right now, so cell phone's losing reception.
Oh, that's terrible. Where are you at, Ernie, that there's a tropical storm? I haven't heard of any lately.
Right now, I'm in the Dominican Republic just for 2 days, and tomorrow I'll be in Haiti.
Okay, all right. Now, we understand from what you've told us, you have put up Hell in a Cell ring structures, cages before.
Come again?
You've helped put up the Hell in the Cell structure at WWE events previously. Is that right? That's what you told us.
Well, I would say more some people helped me. I kind of led them in the right direction.
I see. So you were the leader.
Yes, I led most of the crews every time. You know, I did some of the leg work when I was younger, but once I graduated, I went up on a different level. I don't put together a turnbuckle or anything like that.
I see. So you don't do rings. You don't put together any rings.
As for amateurs, anyone could slap together a couple turnbuckles, but when you put up a Hell in a Cell, then it's totally different.
So what? Tell me what it's like to put up a Hell in a Cell.
It's amazing. I mean, it's something you never forget. I remember each and every one I put up. I've never forgotten about it. Something happened crazy every time. Somebody loses a finger, a toenail, something.
Every time someone loses a finger when you put up Hell in a Cell?
It's happened several times. Several times men have lost fingers. I almost lost my pinky. So
that's crazy. I haven't heard anything about that, Ernie.
Oh yes, it's terrible. They could do a whole reality show on just putting up Hell in a Cell.
I can imagine. What is that stuff made of? It looks real strong.
Well, it's actually something that was designed. It's similar to what Wolverine has inside of his body. Similar. It's real titanium. Yeah, it's unbreakable. You can't break it.
That's pretty strong stuff. I had no idea. It's just like what's in Wolverine, you're saying.
Yeah, you couldn't break it. Brock tried. I believe the Big Show ran into it once. He broke his elbow. Nobody really. Hell in a Cell is something different. Mayans passed down the technology. So I think we could do a whole show on it.
How did you get involved with this, Ernie? Did you just get picked up? Did you have to go to school for this?
Yes, I graduated. I got my ringtologist degree a couple of years ago. Very proud of the select few to actually get one. So I have my degree. It's up on my wall, and I'm pretty much certified in 49 states.
You said you're a ringtologist. Is that even a profession?
Oh, yes. It's an art. It's more of an art than anything.
Ernie, it's wonderful to have you on the program. We're going to start getting into the Hell in the Cell matches, but it's been great talking to you and having you call up. Thanks. I'm so happy we talked to you. We got some great information.
Okay, great. Anytime you need anything, just give me a call.
All right. Be safe down there.
Will do. Yeah, it's windy.
All right. Ernie, ladies and gentlemen, here exclusive, Old School Wrestling Friday. How do you like that? Ernie used to put up Hell in a Cell. I don't know if I believe that guy. He seems like he could be maybe a shady character, but a character nonetheless. Ernie says he put up the Hell in the Cell structure. It's made of the stuff that is inside Wolverine's body. I don't know about all that. That sounds a little outrageous, if you ask me. But we're going to get into the matches, ladies and gentlemen. You can go ahead and welcome my co-host to the program, special guest, just for the evening, doing a little filling in for TNA TJ. Mr. Miles Connor is here with us.
Hello. How's it going?
That's Miles, everybody. I haven't talked to you in a while.
Real busy. A lot of stuff going on.
Did you enjoy the Brock Lesnar fight?
Nope. Terrible matchup. Brock shouldn't have lost in October.
Oh, yes. You said it was Brocktober.
Brocktober. So
all right.
Very upset about that.
What did you think of Ernie? Did you think he was a legit character? I don't know if he really put up a Hell in a Cell.
I heard about the ring, people losing fingers. I did hear about that. I read that on the internet.
You've heard that story before.
I did read that. That sounds so. It makes me think he might be legit because I heard a couple people lost limbs and fingers and things.
I don't know about limbs.
Not limbs, but fingers.
That's pretty crazy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into Hell in a Cell. Hopefully Jake the Fake Roberts won't bother us.
Who's that?
Well, once in a while we get this guy who calls in. He sounds like Jake the Snake, but I don't think he is. He's quite a character. All right, first Hell in a Cell ever was Shawn Michaels against The Undertaker. I saw this Hell in a Cell match, and I have to say I was pretty impressed. This was a great match, but you always get that from Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker, so it was really nothing surprising. It was still good. Shawn Michaels took sort of a mini fall off the top of the cage. He was hanging. I mean, it was a good fall, but of course to be outdone later by Mick Foley, who everybody knows. That's just probably stuck in everyone's head, flying off the top of the cage into the table.
Crazy.
And the Undertaker, the Shawn Michaels won. I mean, what more do we have to say about that match? 4 stars. It's great. It's the first one ever. It started the trend. It was the trendsetter. It's all about that match. Second Hell in a Cell match ever was a tag team match. This took place on Raw, and it ended, I believe, in a no contest. They just started brawling. It was The Undertaker and Steve Austin taking on Mankind and Kane. And I went to a no contest. This was around the time when Kane actually, I believe, won the title. And Kane was the champion, WWE champion. So, and here he is again as the champion.
Yeah?
Right now, yes. He's been beating Undertaker up quite a bit lately. Beat him in Hell in a Cell recently, last pay-per-view. As he has been.
We should bring back the mask.
I think everybody would like Kane to bring back the mask, but
Or a new one.
it doesn't look like it's happening. What's up to everybody in the chat room? Thanks for joining us. The chat room's usually kind of dead on the Old School Wrestling Friday. We get most of these in the archives. So we thank everybody for joining us. And, of course, tomorrow, the Big Al Show. Me and TNA TJ back with you. Should be fun. We got a lot of news to discuss. We'll talk about bragging rights. We'll talk about Impact, which I'm hearing it stunk. I don't know. Miles Conner, you haven't watched wrestling in a good minute.
Nope. The only thing I seen was the Jersey Shore beatdown.
When's the Jersey? When did you see that?
When the girl came out, they slapped each other.
JWoww.
JWoww. Yes, I like that. Yeah.
You just like seeing JWoww.
I like seeing all of those girls in the ring.
So you enjoy the females in the wrestling program. You're all for that.
All for it.
But you just want the looks. You don't care about the wrestling so much. Sorry, everybody. It's getting close to Halloween. We're getting our phone cut off. Blog Talk Radio giving us trouble. What's going on, Miles?
Sean. Big night.
Why's tonight such a big night?
It's Friday.
Hey, is this your cat? Your cat's been making all sorts of weird noises.
I like that.
Moaning and groaning lately.
Oh, she's hunting.
Is she still involved with the cat across the street?
No.
No affair going on there? You sure?
No.
I don't know.
We put an end to that.
Oh, you wouldn't permit it.
No.
All right. More Hell in a Cell. Undertaker defeated Mankind. We all know about that match. What more can be said about The Undertaker and Mankind? Great match. You know, most of these Hell in a Cells, the early ones were good. The worst one, I think, was probably Undertaker and Big Boss Man. Did you ever see that?
Undertaker, Big Boss Man?
Oh, it was a nightmare.
Jeez, I didn't see it. I want to see it.
Well, the Brood came down. Do you remember the Brood? Gangrel, and, well, they were like a bunch of vampires.
Oh, yes, I remember that.
And they hung the Big Boss Man.
Wasn't Edge in there? He had something to do with that? I thought that's right.
I believe you might be right. Chris, I'm not sure. Yeah. Honestly, I don't remember that. It could be. You could be right.
I think they were down with them.
My memory right now is a little shady in that area, but definitely possible. I know they were together forever, and Christian, one of my favorites. Edge, I never cared for him too much.
I like his finisher.
What's this? Oh, yeah, the spear.
Edge doing a spear?
Well, Edge was involved in some Hell in a Cell matches. Undertaker beat him. We saw a little hype for that. Do you remember you were at the Batista Undertaker Hell in a Cell match?
Yep, sure was.
How was that?
Boring.
Boring?
It was boring.
Why? Why is that? You didn't like it?
It was boring. I left halfway through.
You left halfway through the main event?
Yeah, I couldn't take it anymore. It was so boring. I don't know, Miles Conner. How could you leave a WWE main event and right in the middle? Was that bad? I wasn't really into wrestling that much at the time.
Taking a little break from it.
Yeah, so I didn't really see the drama was going on. But,
I see. We're having trouble with bats here. It's being Halloween and all. You think your cat could get to work on that? Maybe kill us a couple bats? Everybody, Miles Counter's cat brings in, lizards, sometimes rats, mouses. Am I missing something? Frogs.
Iguana.
An iguana.
Iguana. That was a tough night.
Well, happy Halloween, everybody. We're gonna put those in the trick-or-treaters' bags.
Yeah.
Lizards and iguanas killed by the evil cat. You guys got to watch out for black cats, too, if you ever see them. Very dangerous stuff. We're getting silly. A little silly on Old School Wrestling Friday. This was just a theme we came up with, kind of really quickly, Hell in a Cell. It's very Halloweenish. Anyway, back to that match. Edge came out. You guys probably all remember this if you were watching wrestling at the time. This isn't really old school. This is more just Hell in a Cell because this was a year or two ago. And that was when he was making his return from injury. Yes, that is Grey Goose. I was actually having some the other day. I don't drink that too much.
Whoa.
What? Take it easy.
Oh, man.
Looks exciting, doesn't it?
Grey Goose.
Grey Goose. It was a good night.
Yeah, it must have been half it's gone.
Sorry, guys. Old School Wrestling Friday, off the tracks here. Let's go back a little bit more, because I want to talk about The Undertaker and Mick Foley. That should really be a good majority of a discussion when you're talking about Hell in a Cell. Could you ever take a fall 20 feet off the top of a cage onto a table for any price?
Jeez. How do you practice for that? You got to start off at 10 feet, keep going 11, pushing. I don't know.
That's a little. I don't think you can get ready for it. That's too much. You could die. Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. You fall the wrong way, you land on your head. I mean, you got to be trained. Obviously, you have to know what you're doing, but that's a rough fall. And I think everyone has seen that fall, and it was rough. And I believe Mick Foley wasn't knocked unconscious. He was battered up, and they put him on the stretcher, but he got off it. And then we all know what happened after that. He went through the top of the cage. So he fell again. After that, 20 feet, again, this time on the way down, unplanned, the steel chair catches him right in the mouth and knocks out a tooth, I believe, maybe more. And you could see the tooth, actually, after this incident. And poor Mick Foley was knocked unconscious. So you have to say he's the king of the Hell in a Cell match. Speaking of kings, King of the Ring's coming back. Just FYI. I heard about that. That's a little old school. Remember King of the Ring? It was a tournament, basically, just to decide, a champion and the king. It was more for history than for any title, I suppose. A lot of the winners would take on their own little persona. King Booker. A lot of their, the guy, Macho King Randy Savage.
Yeah.
I don't know if he won a King in the Ring or how. Probably that's how he got it. I don't know. I kind of forget.
Bring it back. I like it.
They're bringing it back. It is a good idea. So, yeah, Undertaker Mankind #1. I think the first Shawn Michaels Undertaker was definitely #2 because it was the first. It was a great match. Those guys always have great matches. Hell in a Cell all the way. Hell in a Cell. Now, look, I know this isn't that old school, but, again, this is just a theme. We're going to get back into old school going like the 80s. You remember the 80s?
Like what?
Old school 80s wrestling. NWA, did some WWF.
Oh, that's all I know is WWF.
Right.
NWA really starts with Flair. Sting.
The Stinger. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I believe we just had a call from Jake the Fake Roberts, and he hung up on us.
Yeah.
We got to get him back on because it's sort of a tradition. He called in and he loved the show so much the first time.
His name is Jake the Fake?
Well, I think he's a fake. He thinks he's the Snake.
And so maybe it is him.
It's not Jake the Snake.
Sure.
Well, I mean, if you never know, I guess, but I don't think so. Do you really believe this Ernie put up Hell in a Cell cages?
How'd you find Ernie?
Well, internet connection. He contacted me.
You want it on the show?
He wanted it on the show. I told him we were doing an old school wrestling show. He thought it was a good idea. Don't ask me.
I think he sounds legit. I don't know.
Ernie, ladies and gentlemen. The Undertaker defeated the Big Boss Man. We talked about that. Worst ever. Triple H defeated Cactus Jack. I believe this is when Cactus Jack had to retire.
Yeah. So that's after. And he's Mankind, right?
He was Mankind. He was Dude Love. Now he's Mick Foley.
So all that being, he did another one?
He did another.
That's someone else.
That's someone else.
Is that the one his wife was on the side crying, don't do it?
You know what? I don't recall. We probably should have done a little bit more refreshing for Hell in a Cell and watched more Hell in a Cell matches. We didn't watch too many. The one that we did spend a lot of time on, Brock Lesnar.
Great.
Taking on The Undertaker. And, of course, that's very relevant to today because what happened recently. You want to tell everybody? Miles Connor?
What happened recently?
A confrontation.
After Brock lost the heavyweight championship, he's walking out the ring peacefully, and The Undertaker tries to take a fight with him. And tells him.
The Undertaker picks a fight with him.
He walked up to him and said, "You want to do this or something?" What was it he said? You want to do it right?
You want to do it?
You want to do it? He asked him if he wanted to do it. I don't think Brock knew what he was talking about.
No, I think Brock looked confused.
Yeah.
He didn't understand.
Brock was about to go walk up and shake his hand, and Undertaker points at him and says, "You want to do it?" And grills him down. After the poor guy just lost his heavyweight championship, and then Undertaker comes out and takes a fight with him. If he would have started that before the fight, Brock would have easily demolished him.
They asked Undertaker what was the thing behind it, and he said it's personal. He didn't want to go into it.
Yeah, it's personal.
Personal issue. So what does that mean? They used to mess with each other in the back. They wrestled in 2002, Hell in a Cell, like we were talking about, and it was a bloody mess.
Oh,
it was a rough match.
Yeah. A lot of blood. Blood was everywhere.
And it was stiff. These guys were really pounding each other. Do you think one of them might have went too far in that match? There were some rough hits in that match. It was a very, very stiff match.
I think Undertaker went too far. He started it.
Undertaker did start it off. He really went at Brock hard. Could there be a little background with Brock Lesnar and Michelle McCool?
I heard this with Sable.
Sable.
Undertaker was,
the ex.
Was messing
right.
with Sable.
Okay. I should have thought of that back then, 2002. Absolutely.
But he looks like he upgraded to Michelle McCool.
Boy, The Undertaker, what a pimp he is.
Yeah, she sure did. Michelle McCool's the real deal.
Didn't she tweet you?
She sure did. We had something going there for a second until The Undertaker got involved.
Yeah, you guys are really doing well for yourselves.
It is.
All right, we got a call, ladies and gentlemen, and if I'm correct, I think this is Jake. Are you on with us, Jake?
Hey,
yes, it's Jake, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the program, my friend.
Yeah, you kept me on hold a while.
I'm sorry, Jake. We've been having technical difficulties. Listen, have you ever heard of this guy Ernie, who used to put up? I guess he says he put up WWE Hell in a Cell cages before.
No, I never heard of him, but just want to tell you guys, Damien, he got crushed by the earthquake. And,
yeah, I remember when that happened, Jake the Snake, Jake the Fake. I'm sorry to hear about that, but listen,
it was real. And
what did you think of the Hell in the Cell match? You were never in one. What would Jake the Snake Roberts have been like in a Hell in a Cell match? You all right?
It's me. Yeah. Not quite there, Big Al. I was in plenty of Hell's matches.
That's him.
May not have been in a cell, but have you
seen
him wrestle, Big Al?
I'm sorry, Jake. You're breaking up a little. I couldn't hear the last thing you said.
Have you ever seen me get hit, Big Al, with the guitar? It's real, and it hurts.
I remember when Honky Tonk hit you with the guitar, but I mean, so you think you would have done well in a Hell in a Cell match? You could have taken those those bumps?
Let me remind you, I was an ECW. Big Al.
You were in ECW?
That's right.
How old were you? How old were you at that time?
I was in 97, in my 40s. Came on and gave a signature DDT to the Dreamer.
That's awesome. Who did you DDT?
That punk Tommy Dreamer. Yeah,
Tommy Dreamer, that punk. You don't like Tommy Dreamer?
He's not hardcore.
He's not hard. Now, come on, Jake. I don't know. We're talking about Hell in a Cell and hardcore. You were really known for being hardcore, right?
You really need to watch my DVD if you picture.
Oh, my gosh. My guest host here, Miles Connor, is convinced you are the real deal. I had my doubts about you, but I think you may be legit. You may really be Jake the Snake.
Oh, yeah. I mean, did you know that Alice Cooper was by my side at WrestleMania?
Yeah, I do. I remember that. WrestleMania, was it 4 when you took on Honky Tonk Man? You know, you could have won the Intercontinental title. Vince didn't give you the belt there.
He never gave me.
Wasn't 4, it was 3, actually. 3. My memory's failing me, Jake. Sorry.
That's all right. So I just wanted to let you guys know I was doing a book signing.
Are you still doing the book signings? Where now?
Well, this one's going to be in Mason, Georgia, at Dick's bookstore. And I'm still doing some indie shows. And
yes,
Georgia Wrestling is still alive, and I'm still doing DDTs. So come on out,
great, Jake.
Long hair. And
you know what's incredible to me? A lot of people talk bad about, you know, you've done a lot of drugs and all that stuff, but here you are. You're still around, still wrestling, still giving it your all in the ring.
Just to let you know, Pro Wrestling Alliance is Booker T, based out of, he runs it, and I'm hoping they're pushing me here for a title shot.
Now, yes, when I heard about the PWA and Booker T, I really don't think they're going to put you as the champion. Maybe a special appearance you can come out. Why don't you be a manager, Jake?
I don't think the fans want that. They want to see DDTs and kicks and just they want to see Damien. I have a couple snakes, and that's about it.
Hey Jake, what do you think about that?
The hell is that? What the hell is that?
What do you think about bats? You're a snake guy, but what do you think about bats?
I thought this was old school. Friday, this has turned into a joke.
It's Halloween, Jake. I'm just trying to get in the Halloween spirit.
Well, you know, Jesus doesn't like this stuff.
I'm sorry, Jake. It's Miles Connors. My co-host has a cat for a little while.
Miles needs to go to church.
Go to church. You still attending regularly?
Of course. And, if anybody wants to talk to me, you can always email me, jakethesnake@gmail.com. I'm going to tell Miles I heard about his drinking problem. If he wants to talk, here.
Now, he doesn't really want to talk about that. Now, you guys, you know, I guess you're a much bigger drinker. You're on the heavy side, Jake. You don't drink more than Jake the Snake, do you, Miles?
I killed a 12-pack yesterday.
Can you take a 12-pack in a day, Jake?
I could take a 12-pack in the shower. I mean, is that a joke? Come on, guys.
All right.
I hung out with the
All
80s,
right.
you know. You're talking, Jake, you know, I slammed down 65 beers with Andre the
All
Giant.
right, Jake.
Drank 140.
All right. We're going to get on with the show. Thanks for calling in. Anything else you want to say before we let you go?
Well, just want to tell all my fans out there, if you guys ever feel like talking about going to church or talk about any of your demons, I'm here for you.
Thank you, Jake, for joining us.
One more thing, Big Al. One more
All
thing.
right.
I have Greg the Hammer coming over, and hopefully he'll call you guys. He called you once, you hung up on him.
No, listen, that was you, Jake. We have your number here. That's when you were trying to impersonate Greg, but let's just forget about that. Thanks for calling in. It was a good interview. I appreciated it, and we'll talk to you later. Jake, the fake, if you ask me, Roberts, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to get on with the program, right, Miles?
Sounds good. I like Greg the Hammer, though. If he's really coming over, I want to hear from him.
You want to hear from Greg the Hammer?
I mean, I never even heard him really talk.
Well, we had a prank from Jake before, and he pretended to be Greg the Hammer.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's getting crazy on Old School Wrestling Friday. That's all I'm saying. Should we get back to the Hell in the Cell?
Hell in the Cell. How many matches are in?
There's been 21 Hell in a Cell matches. The Hell in the Cell structure itself, 20 feet, 5 tons.
Damn. A lot.
That is heavy.
That's really, really heavy. That's a lot. I don't believe that.
You don't think it's really 5 tons?
Should have asked Ernie that question.
We lost Ernie. I wish we could get him back on the telephone.
Should have asked him about that. I don't know. That's a lot of weight.
5 tons is a lot, but it's Hell in a Cell, my friend.
I mean, yeah, it is unbreakable, he said, right?
Unbreakable, absolutely.
Good. Maybe that's why.
Batista defeated. Well, we're not going in order. We've skipped a whole bunch there. We were at Undertaker beating Boss Man. Triple H beat Cactus Jack. Kurt Angle defeated Taker, Triple H, Steve Austin, Rikishi, and The Rock. This is back in 2000.
He beat all of them?
Kurt Angle beat all of them. He was getting a big push, I guess, that time in the WWE. You're a big Angle fan, aren't you?
Gold medalist.
He was way better in WWF, though, wasn't he?
Oh. I don't remember. Yeah, I think so. I like him still TNA. But
yeah, no, he's good in TNA. But it's so small scale compared to, the big stage. Triple H defeated Chris Jericho. This is in 2002 at Judgment Day. Brock Lesnar defeated The Undertaker. We talked about that. Beat him clean, which I was surprised. But kept his belt. They were really pushing Brock hard, and Taker took the loss for him. Maybe Brock didn't appreciate it, and that's what led to all the trouble at the UFC event. Maybe. Triple H defeated Kevin Nash. Bit of a stinker. Mick Foley was the special ref. Yeah. Kevin Nash getting up there in years at this point, and I don't know if a Hell in a Cell was the best match suited for him. I'm not sure if this is the match, but I know he hurt himself pretty badly around this time, and he was gone from WWE shortly thereafter. So he had a little run, again, with WWE, not as Diesel, but as Nash. And, of course, he did lose to Triple H, as you might think. That was for the World Heavyweight title, not for the WWE title, the main title. A year later, took a full year. There's only been 21 of these. Triple H beat Shawn Michaels at Bad Blood. These were going on at Bad Blood 2 years in a row. Those were the only Hell in a Cell matches. Batista then defeated Triple H a year later at Vengeance. The Undertaker defeated Randy Orton. Boo to that. In 2005. Randy Orton main eventing as far back as 2005. Back then he was with, of course, his daddy, Cowboy Bob.
Oh, really?
Remember him?
Yeah, he was with him.
He was with him for a little bit. D-Generation X defeated Vince, Shane, and The Big Show back in 2006. I got to tell you, I don't remember that match at all. I guess I was taking a little hiatus from the WWE at the time. Who was it? 2007, Batista defeated The Undertaker. We talked about this match. You were there, here in Miami, Florida. You walked out. Miles Connor did not like it.
Walked out. No good.
You didn't enjoy it. After that, we had The Undertaker defeating Edge. That's because, of course, Edge came in and interfered in his match previously. So we had sort of dueling there, or not really back-to-back. They took place about a half a year apart from each other. Hell in a Cell matches. So in the revenge match, Undertaker gets... What the hell is that? Whoa. Dog's going crazy. Hello. Caller.
You, my friend, are going to come up short just for tolerance.
That's not English.
That didn't sound like English to me.
Ric Flair.
Who are we talking to right now? I think we might have Ric Flair.
No way.
On the line right now. This could be. I can't believe this. Rick, is this really truly you? Be honest with me. I hear a crowd back there, Rick. I don't think this is you because you must be.
Collection of the greatest athletes in battle, traveling from one end of the United States to the other, is what big-time competitive athletics is all about.
I don't know what's going on here. Is this Ric Flair calling us up? That was a big, long rant. I think. Is this you, Rick? Be honest.
This happens to be a jet stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun.
Well, it's good to have you on the show then, Mr. Ric Flair. Tell me, how are you enjoying TNA? Are you liking it there?
When you not only are the greatest wrestler alive, but you
All
stand
right,
on
I
top
get it.
of a financial empire. You control the female population of the world.
All right, Ric Flair, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to hang up on Ric Flair. That was ridiculous.
What's and all of that?
Rick, it's clearly not you. You have an audience in the background.
Lex Luger!
This is ridiculous. Lex Luger? What about Lex Luger? I can't hear a word you're saying. I want to know why you're calling out Lex Luger still, 25 years after your guys having your best rivalry. Yeah, Lex Luger, exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Lex Luger!
Yes, Rick. What about Lex Luger? You want to call him out? All right, I think we finally lost Ric Flair, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry, off track, but you never know what's going to happen on Old School Wrestling Friday, right? Miles is just thrown completely off his game by these calls. Those are my fish.
Oh, look at that thing with this white waving.
Yes, that's called the Black Ghost.
How long has it been there?
Oh, he's been in my tank forever. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I have a 200-and-something gallon tank. I enjoy fish.
I've never seen the Black Ghost before.
You never saw the Black Ghost?
Ever. It was the first time.
He's pretty cool. He can go back, forward, side to side.
I think he's called a ghost because he never comes out.
He doesn't come out too much.
He's down now.
He's a creeper. He's got a little Undertaker.
He's definitely creepy.
Where were we here before the awkward Ric Flair interrupted us?
So pumped up, man.
Yeah, he was going 100 miles an hour.
Calling out
Lex Luger for no reason. Batista defeated The Undertaker. We talked about that. Undertaker defeating Edge. We talked about that. Undertaker defeated CM Punk in a Hell in a Cell match for the World Heavyweight title. That was the first time a championship ever changed hands at a Hell in a Cell. And that took place 2009, pretty recently. You know what? 2009, I wasn't watching too much wrestling until the end. Towards the end of that year, I kind of started to watch a little more. Sheamus and Cena, Sheamus was catching on. You were running around the house talking about Sheamus so much.
Sheamus.
So what's all this noise about with Sheamus?
Well, he's the real deal. Knew it as soon as I seen him coming out. I like Sheamus.
Randy Orton defeated John Cena. Of course, we know Hell in a Cell match for the WWE title. That was also in October. And D-Generation X defeated The Legacy, Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase, in a tornado Hell in a Cell match. That brings us to Hell in a Cell 20 and Hell in a Cell 21. Randy Orton defeated Sheamus, and Kane defeated The Undertaker with Paul Bearer. This is, of course, when he turned on The Undertaker, made his big turn, surprise turn. You like Percy Pringle, Mr. Paul Bearer, Miles?
Paul Bearer, yes.
You know, we were having quite a lot of trouble with Percy. He didn't want to come on the radio show. He was recently on a show on Sirius. I guess if we were on Sirius, he might give us the time of day.
Oh, you tried to get him on?
We tried to get him on. Unsuccessful.
Damn.
He wasn't doing anything at the time.
What's he doing now?
Now he's Paul Bearer again.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's back.
That's why he doesn't come on the show. He's busy.
Well, this was before that.
Oh.
Well, whatsoever. We're over it. But I'm just saying, because he is in the news. He's out there, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a caller. Caller, you're on with the Big Al Show.
How you doing?
Oh, who's this? Who are we speaking with now?
Are you having a good day?
I'm having a great day.
You're going to ask me some questions.
Well, who are we speaking with?
What?
This guy doesn't even know his name. Do you have a name? I guess we stumped the soundboard, everybody. We stumped the soundboard.
Give me a soundboard.
You know what I think it is? I think it's I think it's Jake the Fake Roberts.
It's got to be.
Calling back in, doing a soundboard, the restricted number. We got to cut that off immediately. We just lost ratings right through the toilet with all that racket that Jake the Fake is making on the program. I hope he's having a good time. But we're going overtime. We're going a little past where we normally go here on Old School Wrestling Friday. We are 42 minutes in. Last week we did 40 minutes. This, of course, is just the lead-in, your weekend lead-in for the Big Al Show. That's when we talk about all the latest news, rumors, results, everything that's going on in wrestling today. We're going to talk about it. Join me, TNA TJ, tomorrow at 6 p.m. Maybe Miles Connery will even call in.
Maybe. Possibly.
Possibly. So join us. We have a lot to talk about, and we always have a good time on the Big Al Show. Of course, you know it's going to be Halloween themed, of course. But watch out for the bats. Watch out for the bats, everybody. Everybody's up. I'm getting silly. You know, when the kid holidays come around like Halloween, I start feeling like a kid again myself. So you'll have to forgive me. Running around the house all day, seeing Miles Connor's cat tearing things up, bringing things inside, executions, Undertaker style.
Backbreakers.
I think everybody should go and watch a Hell in a Cell match tonight. I think everybody should do themselves a favor and watch their favorite one. There's a lot. We went over a lot. We skimmed over most of them. But what's your overall favorite? I think you have to go. For me, of course, you know, Undertaker, Mankind, Hell in a Cell number 2. And clearly my second favorite, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to go Shawn Michaels, Undertaker. The first Hell in a Cell. After that, I think you could. It's up in the air, and a lot of people will give you a different opinion. What's your favorite? You're going to go with the
I don't know.
Brock Lesnar and Undertaker?
That's pretty good. I mean,
that was a good match.
Mankind, you got to see that one. Got to see that one. And then it would have to be Brock. I haven't seen them all, but
Mankind's had a lot of good ones.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, The Undertaker has lost quite a few Hell in a Cell. You know, I always thought that was sort of his match, but I guess not.
Nope.
He lost quite a bit of them.
The streak.
The streak. Well, that was WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Definitely didn't have it in a Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
You know, maybe the key, get him in a Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania.
Ah,
There you go.
with Brock Lesnar.
With Brock Lesnar, and you have the ingredients to end the streak. Do you think the streak will ever end?
I think it's going to end right then. Probably not.
Never.
I don't know, man.
He'll die with it.
He's going to die with the streak?
Caller, you're on with the Big Al Show. We know who this is.
Hey, brother.
What's up? Who are we speaking with?
I'm Hulk Hogan.
You are not Hulk Hogan. This is ridiculous. There's no way Hulk Hogan is calling in to Old School Wrestling Friday. Who is this really?
I am the real Hulk.
You are not the real Hulk Hogan.
Well, I'm even down this one.
Wrestling,
I am the
I don't
real
believe
Hulk.
it. Why? What would you want to call in to Old School Wrestling Friday for? What could you possibly have to talk about with us?
How you doing,
We're
my
just
friend?
lowly guys. I'm doing all right, but what do you want to? Well, what are you really here for?
Hey, man, let's go out tonight.
I couldn't hear you there, Hulkster. What did you say?
Hey, man, let's go out tonight.
You know, Hulk, I'm a big fan. I'd love to go and hang out with you tonight. Where are we going to go? I'm down.
Listen, I'm serious. I want to take you out.
All right, this is getting a little slightly awkward, but, I mean, it's still cool. You know, you're my hero. I'm definitely ready to go and hang out with you, brother. Let's do it.
Well, I could set you up with Hiro Matsuda, this Japanese guy.
What about Hiro Matsuda? I know.
Well, I could set you up with
Hello?
Hiro Matsuda, this Japanese guy.
All right, I don't know what the hell.
Hiro Matsuda, the Japanese guy.
Yeah,
Look,
I know
man,
about
I made a
Hiro Matsuda.
mistake.
Are you all right, Hulk?
Okay,
Well,
whatever you
listen.
think, brother. You're the boss.
All right, I like that attitude. Now tell me something. What happened with TNA? Should you have gone there in the first place?
Now get mad and start talking.
I bet you'll get mad. But was it a mistake?
Oh, my God, you're dead. You're fired. You're never going to work here.
What are you talking about? I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
He's right. DNA is not going to hate
What
him.
the hell is wrong with you?
I don't know. You're throwing me off here, Mr. Hulk Hogan. I'm losing it. You're asking me out. This is just a little too crazy. What's going on with TNA? Are you going to stick?
Stick him up north.
You want me to come up north?
I'll come up north.
I'm going to go out and buy a house. I'm going to get you an engagement ring, and hopefully you'll think about moving to Minnesota.
All right. Now you're taking it too far, Hulkster. I'm not interested in you in that way. I don't know what's going on with you since Linda left you.
You in Minnesota?
What the hell are you
I'll
doing
tell
in
you what.
Minnesota?
I'll give you $14,000.
What? That's it? $14,000 to enter into a gay relationship with Hulk Hogan?
How soon can you start?
Listen, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to say no. This is just ridiculous. I'm not interested in you in that way. I thought you wanted to go out, talk about Hulkamania, reminisce.
What are you, chicken?
No, I'm not a chicken. I'm just, I'm not a homosexual. I didn't know you were.
I pity the fool. I pity your mama. I pity your mama's fool.
All right, that's it. Nobody talks about my mama. You are off. Hulk Hogan is gone. Old School Wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. Now we've heard from a crazy Ric Flair. Hulk Hogan's trying to propose to me.
Great, I didn't know that. That was weird.
Well,
Minnesota. You said he'd buy you a house and give you $14,000. It would chill.
$14,000. You look like you're thinking about it. You can go and live with the Hulkster. I don't know what the hell has happened to him since he went to TNA. He's acting strange.
He probably has 10 guys all over the country.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed Old School Wrestling Friday. We got a little crazy, a little wild, and a little silly tonight. But it's Friday night. That's what Friday nights are for. And we're glad you could join us. We're going to start to wrap up. We want to thank all of our special guests. Jake the Fake Roberts called us back. As always, he's great. We want to thank Ernie from the WWE Hell in a Cell ring crew, Ringtology, I think he said it was, for calling in. And how could we forget whoever the hell is behind the Hulk Hogan trying to get engaged to me? Ridiculous.
14 grand.
14 grand. Get out of my face with that garbage. All right. So everybody have a nice Friday. Hell in a Cell. Have a happy Halloween. Go. No, I can't. I'm not going to do it. I was going to say go and, blade yourself, but yeah, if somebody does it, we could get in trouble, right?
People will do it.
People might just do it. It's not to be done. It's for professionals. Only Dusty Rhodes knows how to really use a blade, and he can cut himself up something real nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody. Good night and goodbye and good luck, and we will see you on Kick-Ass Wrestling Radio tomorrow, 6 p.m., The Big Al Show. Until then, good night, and we'll see you the next time we do Old School Wrestling Friday. Be on the lookout for it. And we'll get TNA TJ back with you guys tomorrow. Did you have a good time, Mr. Miles Connor?
Great time.
Happy Halloween!
Uh-huh.